I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, June the 21st, 2016. 3 people were injured when rocks and Molotov cocktails were thrown at the vehicle they were traveling in the West Bank in the early hours of this morning. Oil was also deliberately poured on the road there to cause Israeli casualties. The incident occurred on Route 443, which connects Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. And the Times of Israel reports that several vehicles were damaged in the incident, and 1 Israeli and 2 foreigners in their 20s were lightly hurt and taken to Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center in Jerusalem for treatment. The IDF responded, firing at those Palestinians thought to be responsible for the attack, including at a Palestinian teenager who was killed. However, it later was reported that 15-year-old Mahmoud Badran was not involved in the violence and was mistakenly hit by the IDF, who believed he was a terrorist. An investigation has been opened. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Foreign Ministry issued a statement claiming that Israel had executed Badran, saying this was Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's, quote, answer to the adoption by the European Union of the French initiative, referring there to yesterday's decision by the European Council in Brussels to renew peace talks between Israel and the Palestinians. A spokesperson from the Israeli Foreign Ministry released a statement on the incident this morning, saying that if it were not for the difficult security situation, which is entirely the result of incitement and Palestinian terror, Israel would not be forced to use force in order to protect its civilians. And getting back to the decision made yesterday in Brussels, EU ministers released a statement saying that the Council reiterates its support for a just, sustainable, and comprehensive resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and peace and stability in the region. Today, European Council President Donald Tusk said that the EU will, quote, back up a peace deal with an unprecedented package of cooperation and support to both Israel and the future state of Palestine, giving support there to the French initiative, which calls for an international conference later this year. Israel maintains its opposition to the initiative, with Israeli Foreign Ministry spokesman Emmanuel Nachshon explaining that peace with the Palestinians will only be achieved through direct bilateral negotiations without preconditions, adding that international conferences like the one welcomed by the EU Council drive peace away by allowing the Palestinians to continue avoiding direct negotiations and compromises. Nachshon said this is a regrettable step backwards in the pursuit of peace, to which Israel remains fully committed. And staying in Brussels, President of the European Parliament Martin Schulz is hoping for a meeting in the capital between Israeli President Reuven Rivlin and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Both are visiting the capital this week, with Rivlin set to address the European Parliament tomorrow and Abbas to address it on Thursday. Schulz asked Rivlin if he would accept an invitation to meet with Abbas, and the Israeli president agreed, and also informed Prime Minister Netanyahu of the possibility. Abbas has yet to respond to the request. A delegation of presidents and chancellors from top United States universities and colleges recently traveled to Israel with the American Jewish Committee's Project Interchange. The aim of the trip was to learn about Israeli innovation and explore academic partnerships. Participants from schools including George Washington University, Oberlin, Syracuse, and the University of California met with their counterparts from Israeli colleges and universities, including from the Technion in Haifa and from Hebrew University in Jerusalem. The delegation was led by UC President and former Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano, who said the seminar was a rare opportunity to explore academic collaboration on a global level. The group also visited Ramallah in the West Bank and met with Palestinians in various fields of expertise. And Hebrew University has ranked number 17 in a new list of Asian colleges, making it the highest-rated Israeli university on the list, as well as the highest-rated university in the Middle East. The school moved up by 8 spots in this year's Times Higher Education Asia University rankings, which was released yesterday. Last year, it came in at number 25. Higher Education Rankings editor Phil Beatty said to emerge as Israel's #1 university and 17th across the entire continent of Asia is a major achievement and something to be celebrated. He added that Hebrew University has shown particular strength in research impact. Our analysis demonstrates that its research is pushing the boundaries of knowledge and is being cited globally. Other Israeli universities that made the list include Tel Aviv University, ranked at number 20, the Technion at number 36, Bar Ilan in Ramat Gan, which came in at 67, Ben Gurion of the Negev, which ranked at 79, and the University of Haifa, which came in at number 87. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Tuesday, June the 21st. At 7 o'clock, one of the world's leading historians on Israel's War of Independence, Benny Morris, talks about Israel's 1948 battle with Arab nations as part of JBS's exclusive coverage of ISGAP from New York City. Then at 8, Basketball Hall of Fame great Rick Barry and Maccabi medalists Lenny Krazelberg and Sarah Odell honor President of Maccabi USA Ron Karner at the 20th Maccabiah Launch Gala with Eli Kohanim in New York City. Then at 9 tonight, Mark Golub sits down with author Talia Karner, who talks about her latest novel, Hotel Moscow, on tonight's L'Chaim. And at 10 tonight, French media analyst and founder of Media Ratings, Philippe Carcenti, talks about the Al Dura hoax. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, In the News with Mark Golub. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, June the 21st, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.